everybody, it's Dave here from Franlum. Today on the show we're going to take a look at the fittest on earth and how they finished in regionals or semifinals leading up to the CrossFit Games those years. So what led me down this path was Justin Medeiros in his 5th place finish at the North America West Semifinal this year. So really just curious to see if anybody who has been the fittest on earth has finished that low in a qualifying competition to this point. So start on the men's side. So Justin Medeiros, he did win the CrossFit Games in 2021 after finishing 3rd at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge, which is the lowest finish by a Games champion in the semifinal era, but then followed it up with a 1st last year in semifinals before going on to win his 2nd championship at the CrossFit Games. Sliding back to the past champion, Matt Fraser. So he had 3 Fittest on Earth titles in the regionals era from 2016 to 2018. He won regionals every time that year, so he had 3 first place leading on to winning the CrossFit Games. So really a clean sweep for him there. Going back 2015, Ben Smith was our CrossFit Games champion. He ended up finishing 4th at regionals that year. So that 4th place was the lowest across the board for both men and women for the fittest on earth that year, or who's won the CrossFit Games that year. So is in kind of contention with the 5th place that Justin Medeiros did, but Ben Smith with his title and his 4th place at regionals is the lowest qualifying spot of any Games champion. And then going back to Rich Froning, only 3 of his titles came during the regional era, and he did win semifinal, or did win regionals all 3 of those years from 2012 to 2014. So again, looking back here, we have only 2 times in history on the men's side did the winner of the CrossFit Games not win regionals or semifinals leading up to that. Sliding over to the women's side, obviously with Tia-Claire Toomey-Orr not competing this year, as well as Mel O'Brien, this field is wide open as we look into the CrossFit Games, but then just kind of doing a similar type of analysis on who won the CrossFit Games and how they did in the qualifying competition. We'll start with Tia-Claire Toomey-Orr. So she had 4 years in semifinals or regionals during her reign as fittest on earth. In 2017, she finished 2nd before she won her first CrossFit Games, and then in 2018, 2021, and 2022, she did win those regionals and semifinals. And then sliding back a couple years, we got Katrin Stevensdotter, who was a 2-time champion before Tia took the title. In 2015, again, year of her first title, she finished 2nd at regionals before going on to win the CrossFit Games. And then in her 2nd year as fittest on earth in 2016, she also won her regional. And then the 3 years prior to Katrin, we had kind of 3 champions, Annie Thorsdottir, Sam Briggs, and Camille LeBlanc-Bassinet. All 3 of them also went on to win their regional before claiming the fittest on earth crown. So on the women's side, we do just have those 2 years with Katrin and Tia where they finished 2nd before claiming their fittest on earth. Maybe that's a little bit of foreshadowing onto the CrossFit Games this year. Maybe it's going to be somebody who finished 2nd at a CrossFit Games going on to claim their first CrossFit Games championship. And then just kind of, again, taking a look at Justin Medeiros, obviously there's going to be a bit of an asterisk on it this year as it is our first year of the mega semifinals where we got those 60 athletes compared to past years where it was, 60 or it was 30 athletes before. So that 5th place, all things being equal, would probably translate to a 2nd or a 3rd in a 30-person field. So again, right on line with how he did in 2021, but interesting to see if he does go on to be fittest on earth for the 3rd time. That 5th place finish will be the lowest that we see a Games champion achieve, which again also goes on to his Open championship. His Open, I think he was 73rd or 72nd, will be the lowest Open finish of any CrossFit Games champion if he does go on to win this year. So a lot of interesting things to look at if history does play out this year, or does somebody that is able to break the mold and come from a lower ranked position and on to win the CrossFit Games. With that, again, thanks for listening. Quick episode here. Appreciate you following along. If you do like this content, make sure you like or subscribe wherever you're listening or watching to make sure you don't miss any future shows. And follow along with us on Instagram at Franlung Analytics, just for your quick bite-sized dose of stats and info as we head into the CrossFit Games. With that, take care and have a great day.